Hello friends, welcome to another video in our Ukraine War Bulletin. In this video, we will discuss a statement made by Jens Stoltenberg, the Secretary-General of NATO, who stated that Ukraine's entry into the alliance is inevitable, and that Russia cannot do anything about it. While a major event was taking place in Moldova, gathering all 47 European leaders in Oslo, Norway, an informal meeting of all defense ministers and secretaries from the 31 NATO member countries was held. This meeting aimed to prepare for the upcoming NATO Summit, which will take place next month in Vilnius, Lithuania. During the meeting in Oslo, the Secretary-General of the Alliance, Jens Stoltenberg, stated that all members agree that Russia does not have the power to veto Ukraine's entry into NATO. He further affirmed that all 31 current members, including Sweden, whose entry is scheduled for 2023, agree that Ukraine will join the alliance, with only the members deciding when and how it will be done. Stoltenberg's statements caused a great stir within and outside of NATO, with some members, like Germany, making it clear that although they support Ukraine's entry into the alliance, it can only happen after the end of the war. Despite Vladimir Putin's claim that one of the reasons for invading Ukraine was its desire to join NATO, the fact that Russia only responded with a diplomatic note of disapproval to Finland's entry, which opened a direct 1,350 kilometers border with the alliance, made it clear that this argument was just a smokescreen to hide the real motive, which was to weaken Ukraine through the annexation of extensive regions, forcing it to remain submissive and trapped within the Kremlin sphere of influence. This realization has reinforced the thesis of Stoltenberg and other NATO members, such as the United States and the United Kingdom, who believe that the only way to prevent future Russian aggressions is by providing Ukraine with real security guarantees, something that can only be achieved through the country's full membership in the alliance. Although there is no specific rule regarding this, the alliance does not accept members involved in wars, since it would oblige all members to provide military assistance, as stipulated in Article 5 of the organization. In other words, if Ukraine, in an unlikely scenario, were to join NATO today, while being invaded by Russia, all 31 current members would be drawn into a war, a scenario that no one desires for obvious reasons, such as the war spreading throughout the European continent and the risk of spiraling out of control and escalating into a third world war. Therefore, despite Zelensky's desire to find a fast track for Ukraine's accession to NATO, he knows very well that it can only progress when the war with Russia finally ends, something that, as we know, is unfortunately still distant and uncertain. The outcome of the June 1st NATO meeting was a reinforcement of the members' commitment to maintain support for the defense of Ukraine, an effort that has a dual objective. The first objective is to provide at least a glimmer of hope for Ukraine's victory, and the second objective is to weaken Russia militarily, leading it to expend valuable military resources in Ukraine. This expenditure will affect Russia's capacity to project its military power in other areas of the world in the coming years, thus reducing the perception that many countries, particularly in Eastern Europe, have of Russia as a significant risk to the stability of Europe in the future. A militarily weakened Russia and Ukraine, Finland, and Sweden as full NATO members will prevent Moscow from attempting to spread its wings over Europe once again. That is why the alliance is so dedicated and committed to the defense of Ukraine.